welcome everybody. Today we're going to do a G.I. Joe Moray Hydrofoil Valor versus Venom opening. This is brand new. I bought it in 2005. I bought it at Toys R Us, and I've been waiting 15 years to open this. My son Gavin was excited to open it, and he's been after me to open it, so we will be doing that. And we will be reviewing it too and putting it together. So you'll notice that in the box we have, I can try to get it without, we have Flint, and these are the figures that are not the modern style figures. These are the O-ring style figures that they were still making back then, on and off. I know a lot of the Valor versus Venom are not O-ring figures, but these ones were, and that's why I was interested in getting it. And I also was interested in getting it, well, it's the hydrofoil. So I have the original Cobra one, and having the G.I. Joe one is pretty cool. This has been in my toy room in a box, and then it was on display for years. Let's take a look at the bottom. We have the file cards. If you want to read those later on, we'll let you look at them. You'll notice that on the bottom also it says made in the USA. This is the US version. I live in Canada, but I went over to the States and bought it back then. And then also you'll see a line through it. 10 battle points, clip and save. But this was on sale. I do remember getting it, and it was on sale, and I couldn't wait. I should have bought two of them back then, but I only got one. This is 2005. You'll see that. Turn it around at the back. And you'll see here, 2005 Hasbro. It does say Quebec, Canada on it, which is interesting. So if you want to read what it says on the back, you can do that. And then we have the picture of what it looks like, which is kind of strange because this is kind of a camouflage color, where the picture on the front and on the sides, if you look at the sides here, we'll show you the side detail. It's black with white flames and red details. So I don't know what that's all about. If we look at the other side, it has the same thing. If we look at the top, same artwork, same G.I. Joe logos, Hasbro. All right, so let's get this thing opened up and see what it looks like. Is it actually black and white, or is it camouflage? What is it? Let's see. Please remember to like and subscribe to my videos. So you can see here, the figures actually come in little shells, like little clamshell figure holders. So that's really cool. They are yellowed though for some reason, and I don't smoke, so for some reason they've turned yellow. They haven't been in the sun, so that's kind of an interesting thing. So here you can clearly see it is kind of a mixed green color with a black bottom part of the boat. Okay, so here we have, this is where I guess the white detail comes in from the stickers. Yeah, the stickers are not flat. I pretty much stored this really well, so I don't know why the stickers would be like that from storage. So they were probably like that when I bought them. So there's the stickers, kind of cool. And then we have the blueprints. And we'll start putting them together now. Before we start putting it together, everything is on sprues right now, so we're gonna have to cut those off. I got some plastic clippers that I'll use to cut those off nice and clean. And we'll do that, and then we'll be right back. Quite a few different colors here. We've got the camouflage green, we've got silver, dark gray, black, yellow for the missiles. Now that all the parts are cut out, let's separate them all. I'm going to separate them in colors and just see what we have for parts here. Okay, so we have all our parts knolled and in front of us. Let's begin the building process. Now, as a child, I don't recall building any of my toys. I remember when they broke and I was disappointed. I especially remember when the landing gear of the Rattler broke. That annoyed me, and I remember going into the basement with some super glue and trying to glue the front landing gear back together, and yeah, we all know that was like if we owned one of the Rattlers. Just opening and closing the landing gear would cause it to break. So here we can see I have the figures in the clamshell. We'll open those up later. And here's the plastic nippers that I used. They're just wire cutters really for doing electronics, fine electronics. Step 1 is position control bar with handle as shown. Snap struts onto control bar. Kind of have to get your finger in between those tabs on the control bar and push them on. Now that that's done, we need to put on the front and the rear hydrofoils. Now the rear hydrofoil has kind of like a different bottom to it. It has these little lines of plastic that are elevated on the bottom, so you can tell the difference between the two. So steps 2 says snap rear hydrofoil onto struts that are closest to handle as shown, and then snap front hydrofoil onto remaining struts. Okay, now we need to do step 3, which is hold control bar handle, lift front hydrofoil, slide control bar onto hull, making sure control bar slides under tabs. Fold hydrofoils into slots in hull. So the hydrofoils have little tabs on the bottom, and they just slide in little little slots like that, and then it all fits together. And then we need to tab the long and short mounts. So with long mount in position, so this is step 4, with long mount in position shown, snap mount over posts in front hydrofoil. Repeat with short mount and rear hydrofoil. Slide handle back and forth to test hydrofoils. Note, put hydrofoils up before continuing. And you'll hear this when those 4 tabs go into the hull, you'll hear a snap. 4 snap, 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 and it goes right in. And those are really, that plastic that those mounts are made out of, it's a little bit more rigid than the rest of the plastic. So the next step, step 5, is attach steering wheel and seats to interior. Place assembled interior into vehicle as shown. So the seats are easy. They just there's just little mounts on the bottom and pegs in the interior that connect together, but the steering wheel has a kind of a V shape on the bottom with 2 little clips. It's supposed to be 2 little clips. It's supposed to clip into the hole in the interior, but my steering wheel doesn't have 2 clips. They didn't finish the mold, or there was some flashing or something, so there's not 2 little V-shaped clips. It's a V-shaped clip on one side and a solid piece on the other. So I couldn't get it to clip into the control panel of the interior very well, and I almost felt like I was going to break the interior piece because it's a more of a hard plastic. So that gave me a little issue, and that's disappointing a little bit. I suppose I could get out a file and like a triangle file and file a tab so to make that work better. But it annoyed me a little bit. You can see here how it was made. I did finally get it in, but there's a little bit of a stress mark on that. So the next instructions for step 5 was to put the assembled interior into vehicle as shown, but they didn't show you how to put it in. But the interior has these 2 little slots on the floor part, just in the corner, just these openings, and those kind of just slot in to these 2 areas here. I pointed at them, but there they are, and I didn't notice that at first, so I couldn't figure out how to get it in there, but eventually I just looked to see where it slotted in, because it doesn't really say in the instructions how to do that. But I finally figured it out just by trial and error. It does clip in there. It really doesn't clip in, it just kind of sits in there, which makes it, when you're putting the top on, that can still move. So you have to be careful that they don't fall out of those areas. So step 6 says insert tabs on hull. Insert tab on hull rear into the hole in deck rear. Swing deck down and snap tabs on hull into slots in deck. And my deck was not flat. It was kind of curved. It's probably because it was sitting in the box for 15 years. So, I just followed the instructions and did it. And even though it was curved up, I managed to, to put them in there without breaking the pegs or anything. So that was fine. So the next step is the missile box. So insert T-tabs on missile box bottom into holes in missile box top. Slide T-tabs toward rear of box. Snap rear of missile box together. Those clip right in. This missile box is made of the same plastic as the deck, so it's it feels brittle. It actually feels really brittle. So the next step is putting the missile box into the deck. Before you do that, you have to insert the actuator button. Insert actuator button into hole in deck. Insert missile box lever into hole in actuator button. Swing missile box into place. Now, that's easier said than done because there's little holders underneath the deck that's part of the bottom of the ship, the hull. And in order to get those tabs from the missile box to fit in there, you kind of have to bend the deck plastic, which I told you was kind of brittle. And you got to kind of pull it up to get those tabs in and to swing it into place. And I struggled with this a little bit because I didn't want to break anything. And it did kind of leave some stress marks when I finished this on the top a little bit. You can't really tell because the plastic is like it's got a light green, a dark green, a little bit of yellow in there, some brown, some white, and it's all kind of, the mold was like they took these plastics and they didn't really mix them together to form one color. They just formed a kind of a camouflage color, which was kind of cool. But I feel like this plastic is brittle because of that. It feels really similar to the original Cobra Hydrofoil, I'll tell you the truth. It's clearly the same mold. I didn't find anything from this mold to be any different than what I can remember from the original mold. Oh, I got one in. So I got one in there. Let's get the second one in. Get my thoughts together. And try it. Did it go in? And move all the stuff out of the way. Nope. A little bit more. There we go. All right, does it work? Let's use the actuator button, see if it goes up and down. Okay, good. Now the stress isn't over. Now we have to do step number 9. Position front of blast shield under top tabs in the back of the missile box and place one post on notch under the deck. Place other post of blast shield over deck, opening and snap into place. So that was, again, difficult to get in there, and you gotta, I'm trying to figure out, like, how the heck do I, like, so what I did was I took the front blast shield and I actually bent it and had my put my finger underneath, and if you bend it, it will fit. You got to try to get it to go under the deck. So we did that, and then the last part of step 9 was press actuator button to lift missile box. Insert missiles into missile box. So there's 4 missiles, and they kind of go in there on like a diagonal. Step 10 is snap hatch covers over hatch openings, and then snap lens into searchlight. Attach searchlight to vehicle. So I tried to put the lens in the searchlight, and the lens would not snap in. There's nothing for it to snap into, so I'm going to have to maybe glue it in. And you put it in to the hole. Now, after reviewing this video, I realized that not only does the lens not stay in the searchlight, but I also put it in the wrong hole. And I fixed this later on, but I noticed that it was kind of not in, it's kind of in the way. Yeah, my searchlight keeps getting in the way because I know it's in the wrong spot, but... And then we have the windshields. Step 11, the windshields. Attach left windshield to left side of cabin as shown. Slide windshield between ridge and press into place. There's ridges on the deck where you slot the windshield in, and then there's a little tab in the middle, like on the corner where it does like a little angle there, and that slides in to hold it in place. Nothing, it doesn't really tab in or anything, but it's kind of pressure fit. Step 11 says, repeat with right windshield. Attach windshield gun to vehicle as shown. Last step on this page is step 12. Attach turret gun to turret. Snap turret into turret hole. Attach side missiles to vehicle. So we'll put the turret in there first, and this actually just snaps in there. And then it also allows us, once it's in there, the turret will turn. It feels like it doesn't turn, but it turns 360 degrees. And then we just put the side missiles on. There's a little tab that goes into a hole on the side. And I just realized that the searchlight was in the wrong spot. Let's put that in the right spot. All right, now let's attach our missiles. It's starting to look really good. Let's turn the page and we're going to go to step 13. Attach left exhaust pipe to left side of engine as shown. Snap button of exhaust pipe under engine half. Repeat with right exhaust pipe and attach tailpipe. Step 14. Place front engine tab into slot in engine compartment and push rear tab into place. Attach depth charge caps to depth charges. Slide depth charge tray into tray compartments. Lift trays to insert depth charges. So I did not put the depth charge caps to the depth charges. I kind of kept, I got kind of excited here and thought, I remember how to do this, and I've got the original version, and I can do this without the instructions. Well, I didn't put the caps in there, and then so I will do that later on. So that was step 14, and let's call this step 14A. 14B will come later, which is the caps. So step 15, place storage covers over storage areas. Fit engine cover over engine. Insert posts on M30s into holes in rear deck. So let's do that. There's the engine cover. It doesn't really snap in because, you know, you want to be able to, you know, open it to have your Joes fix the engine if needed. So it doesn't really clip in. It just friction fits, really. And let's get those guns on there. There's the instructions there. You can see what I'm reading. Got 4 guns. And we also have the torpedoes, which is step 16. So while I'm putting these M30s on, let's read step 16. Attach torpedoes halves. Attach assembled torpedo to vehicle and slide toward to lock in place. Repeat with other torpedo. Snap commons onto sides of decks as shown. So the 2 torpedo halves, there's little tabs on one side, holes in the other. They don't really snap into place. They just friction fit in. The thing I didn't like about these torpedoes is the plastic is kind of bent. And so the backs of the torpedoes didn't actually like snap together because they were a little off a little bit. So this is the last step we have to do before we put the stickers on. Snap cannons onto sides of deck as shown. There's a couple pieces of the sprue that I didn't cut off. Let's take those off so that it looks right when we put the cannons in. Okay, so the hydrofoil is put together. We're going to put the stickers on, and what you'll notice is when I'm doing this is I thought, hey, I'm going to start with sticker number 1 and go to the last sticker in order, but that got a little annoying because I kept having to go from one side to the other. So then I decided I was just going to put the stickers on one side and on the other side, and then I'll do the top and then the front. So that's what I'm going to do. The only thing that I didn't like about the sticker sheet was there was a sticker that didn't have a number on it, and some of the numbers are in the wrong spots. So, like the flame stickers, when I go to put those on, I couldn't figure out which sticker went where because the numbers were wrong, and the numbers were also wrong on the PT1572 stickers. Those were wrong. So you may not want to follow the sticker instructions. You might want to just follow the sticker instructions visually, but don't go by the numbers because some of the numbers are wrong, and that will cause you to put the stickers in the wrong spot. So enjoy the music, and I'm going to just put the stickers on. When I get to, there's one sticker that I didn't follow the instructions for, which was the peace sign. They want you to put the peace sign inside the hydrofoil where the compartment is, where the storage areas are. And I didn't put it there. I actually put it on top in the front of the hydrofoil. So you'll see that when I do that. Okay, we got all the stickers on, and let's take a look at Flint. I really like the paint and color of his uniform. I think the colors that they chose, not only for the hydrofoil, but the figures are amazing. These figures are vintage style figures with the O-rings. And he's got a backpack with a black backpack with a cap on the back, or a little compartment, a gun, or a phone. And you'll notice those are all the accessories from 1985 Firefly, but just in black. And next we have Beachead. Beachead has the same color scheme as Flint. I like the camouflage pants, the green, the black hood over his head. And again, he's an O-ring figure also. I noticed that his elbows do not have the camouflage. It's just a green, which is a different green than the rest of his shirt. So he's got a gun there, and he also has a backpack in black. Great. So there is the complete hydrofoil, G.I. Joe Moray Hydrofoil. And I put Duke and Roadblock in there because those are the two figures that are on the cover art on the front of the box. So I thought I'd throw them in there too. I had a really great time opening this. I've been wanting to do it for 15 years. I can't believe I've finally done it. I had a lot of fun building this. It's the biggest G.I. Joe boxed vehicle that I've probably opened and put together since the 80s. It was super fun. One of my kids started helping me, and then he's gone, but I'm enjoying it still. So I'm glad you were able to sit in and watch this. This is a long video for me, but I think the colors look great. The stickers are fantastic. The figures are amazing. This is going to look great in the toy collection. I can't wait to put it on display. There's a few things, I liked most of it, but there was a few things that I didn't like. I didn't like the sticker issues with the numbering, and some of the issues with the steering wheel. The tabs are bad, and trying to get the missile box in was kind of stressful a little bit. I didn't want to break it or make any stress marks. But there it is. You can't really notice. Just some things to think about if you ever decide to get one of these or to put one together. I went through it for you so that you can step by step learn how to do it, especially if you don't have the instructions. Now here's a step-by-step instructional video that you can use to put together either this one or the Cobra Hydrofoil too, because it's all the same parts. Please like and subscribe to my videos. Check out my other videos up on top here. And please leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this hydrofoil. Take care.